Welcome to Business Class. I'm Steve Ekstrom from Learn Tourism, a nonprofit academy dedicated to advancing the tourism industry through innovative training and sustainable practices. Our mission? To empower travel professionals and communities with the knowledge they need to create meaningful, authentic, and sustainable tourism experiences. Ready to join us on this journey? Visit learntourism.org and start making a difference today.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I am a delight. And you?
All good, all good. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the invitation.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Sebastian. I'm originally from Lima, Peru. I came to Barcelona 6 years ago, trying to make my way on the hospitality industry, on the tourist industry. In the beginning, I wanted to work in a hotel. I wanted to work my way up there, but at the end, I was studying a master business in hotel management. And I came the opportunity to work for a property management, and it's just unique. It's a company where I am now. And yeah, and I started as an intern 6 years ago. Then COVID came, and now this year I'm starting as a CEO of the company.
What do you think of that?
I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Very grateful with Enrique, with the team. It's an amazing challenge, and I will try my best.
What's most challenging about it?
It's a new role in a difficult industry. I think we as a property managers continue to professionalize in the industry every year, but there is a lot of regulations coming in. Things go back and forth. We are in the point of many politicians. So yeah, you enter the game with some rules and then the rules change and you need to adapt. Some companies stay on the way, will try to hire.
Talk to me. How can I help you?
I was always listening to some podcasts of you. I'm really fascinated about the nomad life, going around the country in a van. So congratulations on that. It's something I would like to do in the future for sure. I was listening to some podcasts in the program. I didn't see so many about property management and so on. So I think it's I don't know, it's one of the industries I think in the hospitality sector of the future. It's new and a lot of things going on. So I think it would be interesting for the listeners to know more about the sector, how they can go in and yeah, how it can differentiate by hotels and so on.
What do you think is the most common misconception about property management?
It's an easy thing to do. Sometimes people think they can list their home or their apartment in Airbnb and then it's going to be really easy and so on. But it actually works like a hotel, but in a separate unit. Then you need to do the revenue management, then you need to do the cleaning properly. It's not, okay, I will use my old towels and so on. It's a very competitive market. So you just go like that and don't be a professional. It's not going to be easy because your reviews are going to be lower. Then you will need to be selling at a lower ADR. You'll have lower occupancy and then your listing is ruined. And then you need to go and begin from zero. It's very different when you see someone is professional and the numbers they are doing in terms of occupancy and ADR and revenue of the property is the most important. And then when you see someone that is not doing correctly, and of course, it's not going to be profitable for them.
What do you think is going to be the biggest change in the next 5 years?
The professionalization of the sector. I think we have come from an age in which someone could raise their hand and say, I will list my home and then maybe manage a few homes. I think it's going to go lower because the markets are going to get full by homes, depending on the license and the market. They are going to get full and it's not going to be profitable anymore. So you need to be really good for those numbers to come up. So I think there will be much less particular hosts that there are in the moment. And it's going to shift everything to companies. I think hotels are going to get into it. They are getting into it already. So yeah, it's going to be a competitive market. Depends on the regulations. I think associations in Europe, in USA, in Latin America need to make them stronger in order to be in the table of the politicians where decisions are made, because now it's mostly for hotels and so on. But we'll see. It's difficult, especially in urban cities with housing prices going up.
How do you balance that? That change in regulation with still trying to run a business. Yeah, how do you balance that?
At least what we are doing is trying to grow in different destinations, maybe destinations that are not so regulated. We think regulation is a good thing. Markets should be regulated, but not forbidden. You cannot forbid the industry because jobs get lost. For example, New York, right? New York said 1 year ago, Airbnb is going to be banned. No short-term rentals properties will be able to go in New York, and this, I don't know, will help solve the housing crisis, right? And that didn't happen. Prices keep going up. Those properties not necessarily come into the market. So we are not in favor of that. But then you need to shift to our destinations. We were mostly in Barcelona, now opening new destinations and trying to adapt. As soon as you are aware of the news and trying to be inside of the associations and get the news first, you need to adapt and be faster and give a better service. So at the end, not all companies are going to stay in the market, but the ones that give the better service, that have the better apartments, these ones are the ones to stay. I think we're focusing on that.
What did you want to be as an adult? What was your dream job?
I was with a football player.
I knew you
Yeah.
were going to say that.
In Peru is everyone's dream, so I wanted to be that. Then I shifted to becoming a chef. Peru is getting very well known for the cuisine, and then the chefs that are opening restaurants there and so on. So I wanted to be a chef. Then I went to work at the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida, and that changed a little bit, right? Because when you're a chef, you are behind the scenes, and the dishes and everything you prepare, you give it to a waitress, and then the waitress gives it to the client or the guest, and they get to see the reaction, right? Back at the Ritz, besides everything they have about service and detail and attention, and you need to be smiling 24/7 and so on, you got these stations in the event, pasta station, omelette station. So you have two choices, right? There's a client coming in, she wants an omelette or he wants an omelette, and then you make a decision. I could make an omelette and say, that's fine, and give it to you, and probably it's going to be good. Or you interact with them, right? How are you doing? Where are you from? How's your stay in the Ritz and so on? And then you completely change the experience. And probably you have more percentage. The omelette is going to be very good. I did this one, I did the second one, and there was an engagement between me and the service and getting to see those reactions. At the end, we're in an industry in which people give us their most precious week of the year with their loved ones. We need to take that with responsibility because we can turn that vacation into something beautiful or an awful experience. And then the year is ruined. Yeah.
What's been your favorite vacation?
I went to Thailand last year with my wife. We went to a couple of cities. Bangkok was amazing.
What did you experience on that trip that more cities and more destinations should do?
Question. People is really nice. People is really humble. People want to help you. You ask them the question. You stay on the street. You ask a question. They don't always speak English, but they try to help you no matter what. I think in Spain, especially, there's a lack of that. There's a lack of service. I don't know, because maybe in restaurant tips, it's not included. So tips is not enough and often things. So I don't know if the waitress doesn't fight for the tip and so on. But I think there's a lack of service there. If I want to help you and so on, I think in Thailand, we experienced that a lot and it was amazing. I think similar service to what at least I was shown in Peru. Service is really good. There is a genuine care, as they say in the Ritz.
There have been a few stories recently about how welcoming different cities are to tourists, whether that's the politicians, residents, or community leaders. How do you think those that work in the tourism sector can help improve that relationship between community and the traveler so that they are more welcoming?
It's a good question. Actually, we had a march last Sunday here in Barcelona against tourism. People were throwing water to tourism and so on. So yeah, it's hard. I think there is a mix of problems going on and confusion and disinformation between what's the real problem. There's a housing crisis and it's because of the tourists. And the cafe I used to go and it was empty and I enjoy my coffee with the usual waitress. Now I need to make a line of an hour and it costs €2 more and so on. So I think, I don't know, there needs to be a balance, right? And a balance in which residents can also live and grow in these cities. And at the end, I think we need to transmit that it's an industry that is creating jobs, right? And tourists need to be respectful, and we need to try to give a quality service. Tourists that came to the city depends when you talk about quality tourism or not, right? And the quality tourism is the one that wants to bend within the city, wants to take care, doesn't want to throw trash to the street and so on. So, I think that we as an hospitality industry, or we as property managers, have, a say in which guests we attract to our destinations, to our apartments, and we make sure that these guests take care of the city. For example, right, in our apartments, we have a device monitor of sounds, of noise, right? So if there are people that are speaking to levels that are most of what is permitted in the apartment, then we make a call and say, hey, remember this is a residential building and so on. So please keep your voice lower. And this costs money. I couldn't not do it, but we decide to make an investment there in order to take care of the city. And so I think there are a couple of things like that you can do. Yeah, this could help.
Where would you like to visit on your next vacation?
We want to go to Japan. We want to experience things that we normally don't see. We've been in South America because we are from there. We've been in the United States. We've been in Europe also. But I think Japan would be completely different. Besides, we love food. Famous chefs said that if you need to stay in one country in the world, what would be Japan? Or it would Tokyo. So we want to go there.
What's something that you like to do that would probably surprise most people?
I'm very open with things I like to do. So most people know what I like. I love sports, but everyone knows that.
What advice would you give to somebody who's getting started in the business?
Take advantage of the early years of your career. There's a lot of things in this industry. You can be in culinary arts, restaurants, hotels, property management, real estate. Try a lot of things. Be in a reception, be in a kitchen, try to be a waitress and so on. And then try to find what you are passionate about. Once you find what you like, become very good or project an attitude of a problem solver. Anything that is given to you, you try to solve it, and then you go to the next one. And then people in the company are going to notice you.
What is the biggest problem you're working on right now?
The growth, scale, how to scale and keep the quality while you keep growing in number of properties and so on. Problems multiply, everything becomes more complex, and we don't want to down the bar on quality. We want to keep getting better, giving a better service. And while growing in different destinations, everything could go mixed up, but I would say it's that.
What did I not ask you that you wish I did?
Listening to the interviews about the importance of leadership, that would be an interesting question.
So how do you view your role as a leader?
I think we have shifted, right? There 30 years ago and so on, we didn't talk about leaders so much. We talk about bosses and how bosses get productivity and get results. And now we talk about leaders. And I think today is most important, the leadership through service and how you can be of use to others in the company and the team. We have a culture in which, how can I help you so you can do your work at the best? What can I do for you? Instead of, hey, do this for me, it's, you're probably better than me at your job, so let me set you free. It's a leadership for service.
Where do you get that from?
Enrique is the owner of the company. He has taught me everything I know about the industry, and he's probably the best leader I know. And it was very clear within the minute I entered the company, that was the mentality there, was how can I help you? And if you ask for help, the question is not in what, is yes, what are we doing?
What do you hope the people who listen to this would take away?
To seize the opportunity and take advantage of it. I think it was my case. There's a component of luck to be in the right place at the right time. But when you are in that place, then try to take the advantage, try to give it all. Nothing gets for granted, but give the 120% of you, and then probably the results sooner or later are going to come in. As I have had very good mentors, I have had also very bad mentors, but I'm grateful also because there's a clear image of what I don't want to do or who I don't want to be.
How did you find us?
I found you because Christian, it's on border. It's a colleague that used to work with us, recommend you. And I find really interesting what you guys are doing. I have listened to more than 3 or 4 interviews. All of those are really educating. And I think more podcasts like this are very good in the industry because at the end, it's everything about sharing experiences and that people that is in a young age and trying to understand what to do or where to move can take a lot from it.
How would you like your staff to describe you?
Hopefully as a good person, that's the most important thing. And then I think they will always describe me as someone that tries to put the company first in every decision. That's something I try to tell them every time. Once you need to make a decision, don't ask how your department is going to feel or how you are going to feel. Is this the best outcome for the company? Yes or no? And then if it's yes, go for it.
What would you like to ask me?
If you could have lived in a caravan or in your earlier ages, would you have done it? Or do you think this is the best time to do it?
That's a great question that nobody has asked me. I think I'm lucky to have had the career path that I've had and to have had the experiences that I had, working in environments where day-to-day interaction with colleagues and being present was important. I think that was important for my career to get me to where I am today. Had I been completely remote, I probably wouldn't have built the network that I've built. I probably wouldn't have met as many interesting people or had as many interesting experiences. So yeah, I'm grateful for being able to do this at this point in my life. I appreciate it differently. I appreciate the view out my window more than just cool, I'm at the beach. No, this is really special. And I don't think that's something that a lot of people or myself would have appreciated in their 20s.
Great. Hope I get to do it at some point.
Any parting advice or your favorite quote that you might want to mention?
No, I think that to young people, try to be a problem solver.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I think that's how I look at my role as a boss as well. My job is to move problems out of the way so you can do what you need to do and be the best you can be at it. You are based in Barcelona, correct?
Yes.
What should folks anticipate if they were to plan a visit to Barcelona?
If you come for tourism, it's going to be great. There's lovely people. The food is great. The architecture is awesome. And if you came for business, there's a lot of real estate opportunities in Spain. So if you are looking for investing in real estate for tourism in Spain, get in touch with us. We stay unique. We know how to get the most revenue out of our property.
Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your story. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your insights and you're a delight. Thank you.
Steven,
What is your website?
stay unique. If you want to contact me on LinkedIn and by this name, Sebastian Torres Calderon. So it would be great to get in touch.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sebastian.
Thank you very much, Steven. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Business Class. This episode was brought to you by Learn Tourism, the nonprofit academy where we advance the tourism industry with cutting-edge training and sustainable practices. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to visit learntourism.org to learn more about our programs and how you can get involved. Until next time, stay curious, continue learning and making a difference through tourism.